don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
My day. What y'all got planned for today? Just love Fridays, but I mean, I don't know why I do because I still work, but I just like creating content. But my other job, I don't like it that much. So that's why I be so happy about Fridays because I don't got to see them. Hello. All right, y'all. We must jump into this Kenyamoore situation. Now, I'm sitting back because I read the comments sometime, and some of y'all was like, oh, you should go back. Some of y'all need to shut the hell up, okay? Because y'all don't have nothing to do but critique everything. Now, some of the critiques is good, but some of y'all profile pictures be a little bit strange looking. And I just be wondering how y'all have time to pick apart what other people do when your profile picture look like that. So you may want to fix that because some of y'all be all in the comments. Now, some of them I respect because some of them are you know how to say things, but some of y'all need to go away. But anyway, let me not get off topic. Okay, so I want to jump into this Kenyamoore situation. Now, we already know that Kenyamoore showed that XX explicit picture of her castmate Brittany. We done talked about that already. Now, yesterday, we're getting tons of reports that say Kenya has been fired, honey. But we've been knew she was fired. We've been talking about it, but I didn't want to confirm it, right? Because we just don't want to be making up things. But listen, Kenya Moore has in fact been fired. And I'm going to quote B. Scott because I don't know about y'all, but I just love me some B. Scott. I couldn't like B. Scott. Like, I don't know her at all personally, but I like B. Scott. Like, look, if you don't know B. Scott, go check her out. But anywho, oh boy. I'm gonna just look at it on my phone because sometime when I be trying to share on the computer, it does the most. And y'all, creating content is not easy, but y'all should try it. But also, this is my third time doing this video. But like I said, when you try to share screen, sometimes it acts crazy. So let's get into it. Now, this is from yesterday. Now, this was later yesterday. And I was like, look, I'll do the video today. Kenyamoore was suspended. Now, you guys remember we saw those reports that said Kenyamoore was suspended. And then what happened? It said she was what? Fired. Kenyamoore was suspended initially, I can't talk either. Then she was fired after an investigation determined that she violated the code of conduct. Code of conduct. Don't be showing people in compromising situations. They said that they investigated it, and after investigation, it was determined that, yeah, girl, you did that. So Kenya is trying to save face because who want to go down in history by you were fired because you are you don't why you do that? Kenya, why? Just I don't get it. Kenya took to her social media yesterday, thanking her fans for support. She says her heart is full and her conscience is clear. So that is a clear indication that Kenya is leaving. Well, she's gone. She's no longer on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But be honest with y'all, Nene said this. She said she felt that Kenyamoore would be the demise of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this is why y'all got to be careful when you do stuff to people, just to be doing stuff to people. Some people are mean, nasty, and ugly, and they do things to people because either they're jealous or maybe they have their own internal issues. You want to see another person fail, you don't like yourself, all sorts of things. If you guys recall, when Nene did her lawsuit against Bravo, which allegedly Kenya is talking about now suing, wasn't Kenya on that interview thing spree where she was doing interviews talking about Nene so bad? And it just hurted my heart to just hear her say those things because one thing I'm never going to do to any person that look like me, discount their claims of racism because I'm not in their body. I don't know what they experienced. I don't know at what rate they experienced. And I'm never going to discount their feelings of racism because it happens. And I just didn't like that when Kenya went on that press tour and was saying so many bad things about Nene. But listen, isn't this similar thing happening to her now? Because they said, girl, you showed them pictures and this is what your legacy looks like now. Now you off the show and you looking like a disgruntled, you're looking real disgruntled now. But this is the same thing you said about Miss Nene Leakes. That's why you have to keep your mouth off people when you are intentionally trying to sabotage them. And look at your legacy. Nene just didn't come back. And I guess she decided that, that it was something else going on with her contract. But she wasn't fired for this. So look at what your legacy looked like. But anyway, y'all, I want to jump into some oh, I'm sorry, I clicked mute. I want to jump into some more things here. And one of the things I want to jump into is I had mentioned to y'all that I like me some B Scott. So most definitely I want to jump into I think it was an interview that she gave. And I want to see, well, we want to like jump into exactly what she said because when I saw her interview, that was the moment that I knew that there was definitely some other things that had happened and the public just wasn't made aware. So, guys, let's jump into this interview here. Give me a moment. Got to share my sound.
And then the quote unquote nude photo scandal situation, all of that to me is just something that I don't want any part of, and it feels very like this is not Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, what was your initial reaction when you first saw the headlines about what happened between Brittany and Kenya? And then also, what do you think of Kenya being suspended?
Oh, I think that, for me, I just thought it was very lowbrow. And I thought it was something that felt like it was definitely something that Kenya didn't need to do. I don't know to what level, to what extent it was done, but it was at a level that Bravo decided to suspend her. And I think you have also paint the context. Bravo is under, and NBC Universal is under, a number of ongoing lawsuits that some of which are sexual in nature. And then the quote unquote nude photo scandal situation, all of that to me is just something that I don't want any part of, and it feels very like this is not Atlanta Housewives.
Yeah, what was your initial reaction?
Okay, so you guys got the response from B. Scott. And again, I said I like B. Scott. I didn't even know. I was thinking, she was a blogger, but she is a celebrity blogger. And there's not very many bloggers that I actually like. I actually like her. So there it is, like all of this, information that's now coming out that says Kenya wasn't fired. It's just not true. Kenya, in fact, was definitely, she was let go. And that's just that. But one person is just not, um, it's just going to stand by Kenya to the end of time. And I get it, we like to support our friends, but I'm going to tell you guys how I am. And I get it, Candy is speaking out, in support of Kenya. But unfortunately, I kind of get what she's saying, but Candy has a lot of things going. And if I was Candy and Kenya was my friend, I just wouldn't comment. I understand where she comes from, but the things that the public are saying with regards to Candy Burris and the Kenya situation, it's just not looking good at all. So let's just jump into what Miss Candy Burris had to say. Of course, she is supporting her girl Kenyamoore. And y'all, let's just jump into what she had to say. Just give me a moment here because, you know, we saw B. Scott is totally not supporting it. But I don't believe Candy is supporting what she did. But the words that she used kind of makes it seem like it. So let's just jump into it, guys, and see what Miss Candy had to say. Oops, I did it wrong again. I'm sorry, y'all. Ugh, stop, because let me just do it again. If you don't share your sound, it just doesn't. I mean, I don't want to show y'all the the article without sharing the sound. They make it so difficult. Like, come on. But y'all, let's jump into what Miss Candy Burris had to say.
My friend Kenya is leaving one of her platforms, which is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys already know I was gone top of the year, and I had made that decision for myself. But unfortunately, my girl Kenya, you know, she was a part of this season, and then there was an incident that happened. I wasn't there. I can't give you a detail of what happened, but it makes me sad. You know, I'm not lying about how I feel because she is my friend. I do love her. I do not know the other young lady, so you know, this ain't. It's not a diss to her. It's just simply, I just feel like Kenya. I know she goes far sometimes, right? And I get it, but I have never known her to make up anything about anybody. And if things are out there about you when you join on a reality show, unfortunately, people are able to pull up things that you've done and share them. And not to say that it's always a nice thing to do or that it is a cool thing to do, but it happens. And I just kind of hate how, because of the situation, you know, she had, you know, they decided to part ways or whatever. And I just felt like, well, dang, like it wasn't nothing else we could do. We couldn't have just said, okay, because I just feel like Kenya is a major part of the show. And I feel like this is the end of the era. I don't care who disagrees. I feel like it's the end of the era. It doesn't matter if you didn't like her or whatever. You always gonna need somebody who doesn't mind being real and keeping it 100 on camera, pushing the story, meaning like bringing up things that other people be trying to avoid the topic. You know, you gotta have that person, or else everybody's just gonna be talking about only what they think is cool for them. They're not gonna necessarily.
Hey guys, so I'm going to cut it off because you guys pretty much get the gist of what Candy is saying. So people were dragging Candy in the comments, and what Candy is saying is that she has never known Kenya to tell a lie. And if we bring up the Candy and Phaedra situation, they said Phaedra was telling a lie. So maybe that's where the disconnect is because people was in the comments saying, well, Phaedra didn't do that and you didn't want her back on the show. So Candy, just don't say anything else. So y'all got to let me know what y'all think in the comments with regards to this Kenyamoore situation. Where do I stand? Here's my stance on it. Listen, if you're showing nude pictures of somebody, that's a crime. So it is what it is. I mean, one thing I don't like about people, some people, is we will ride for our friends and it'll cost us everything. I think sometimes, I mean, obviously you don't want to come out and just start speaking negatively about your friend, but I would just say nothing because Candy got a huge career. They ain't on her level. Let's just keep it real. They are not on her level. Um, and I just wouldn't even say anything about it because I I just wouldn't. So y'all got to let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think Kenyamoore was fired? Do y'all think she just walked away? Do y'all even think she did this with regards to releasing these pictures? I want to know y'all thoughts. Do you think she's going to pull a Nene Leakes and sue the network? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next video.
And as always, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments.